Hey guys, I'm Alexander with Ryan from Living Arizona with Real Broker, and we're actually here with Dennis, the designer and creator of this amazing luxury home in Fire Rock, Fountain Hills. And we're here to talk with Dennis today about the inspiration and the story behind this home. So you want to start by telling us the story of this home and how it came to be?
Yeah, well, the story of this home was designed basically for a client that came to me out of California that I've known for many years. I've been 46 years building, and she wanted me to do this home. Unfortunately, she passed on with the COVID, and we were too far along into the development of the plan and the lot, which we picked, with her husband, Vince White. This was Jill White. So we decided to continue on and create the home because it had many, many lovely features that I've incorporated in my homes for the 46 years I've built. I came from Michigan. I love building, and every home I created was a part of me. I only built 46 homes in my time of 46 years. I built very few remodels, mainly new structures. We incorporated in this home quite a few of the handicap features. I was the first builder in Michigan back in the 80s to do a quality handicap home in the Detroit area. It sold in very quick time. I was an inspiration to me, this home for Vince and Jill. It has 4 full baths, 4 full bedroom suites, and 3 other half baths. She didn't want the home to have a pool, but we are making it an option to put a swimming pool in because she desired not to have a pool. Carpenter that did this home, he suggested a few, I think, strong features. We have a barrel ceiling in the kitchen and family area. We have a tray ceiling in the living room with an artist that did demonstrate her ability by putting a sky with white clouds and blue sky up in an 18-foot ceiling. Part of the home is all stepless. It's all on no steps at all, except there is an area above, I guess you'd call it the dining room and laundry room. There's an area for a theater, a dance studio, also could be an artist's studio, which is all done with lighting on the stairs that go upstairs, and it's made for someone that wants to do their creativity individually. It was an exciting project. I brought in 3,000 yards of dirt to make this lot one level. There's very few homes, and I don't know of any in Fire Rock that are in one level, pardon me. So it gave a wonderful feeling to someone that they don't have to have steps, only going up to this bonus area, which has a great deal of storage, a half bath up there, and then it could be used for a movie studio or a theater, dance, or an artist studio.
But the stairs they're wider.
Right.
So you made them wider to where you could.
Well, you could put a seated lift on the one with its power already supplied at the bottom of the stair or at the top of the stair. They could ride up in a chair and they could go up there without having to have a set of steps. So that was kind of a bonus area or bonus room, you might call it. I used in this house, so I've been working with Weather Shield windows since 1981, and they're one of the finest window companies in the country, and all these windows are wood door walls, wood casements, with aluminum clad outside, which is the finest, most sophisticated window in the market. They're comparable to Weather Shield, it's comparable to Pella, Anderson, and etc. So we put that. All the bedrooms have crown moldings. Each bedroom has its own kind of character. And all the bedrooms are very generous. There's about 4,000 square feet in the home of one level. So that gives the owner a spacious, confident type living, which I incorporated with Jill and put in a good, adequate, custom home. Each home that I would build was actually part of me. It's part of my soul, it's part of my concept of living, and Vince was very cooperative, her husband, in letting me do my creation. I incorporated 3 fireplaces, one in the master bedroom, bath, one in this kitchen room, and one in the living room, creating a beautiful mantle with all artistic lighting, which takes the theme of the front door, the black wrought iron lighting that we have throughout the house. There's another feature that's unique. We have a wine vault that holds 220 bottles of wine, depending on how you set the spacing of the wine bottles, but it has its own system, and it is someone that enjoys wine would be a feature that very few homes have 200 bottles plus of wine. All the halls in the house are 4 feet wide. Nothing is skimpy. Everything feels right. When someone comes into a home, in my opinion, it's like buying a painting. It just feels right. And that's the person that will buy this home. It just feels right.
I've been in this business 12 years now. I've been blessed to sell over 1,000 homes, and every once in a while I come across a house that feels like that really is one of a kind. And this one, for me, it did. I don't know if it was for you. I thought this is actually a one-of-a-kind house for many reasons. One of the things is it's the all-American home. Share a little bit about that, the inspiration of all-American.
The concept we came up with that I thought through is that I call this the all-American home. All the products in the home are made in America, from weather shield, Kohler, the tile, everything is American made.
Can we just give a round of applause? Round of applause. Thank you.
Anyone that loves America will love this home. But
Right.
that was the feeling that I put into the home, is I wanted to make it an American home. In today's world, I think that's what we like to talk about, is America and how great it is. And we'll continue to be a leader worldwide if we can focus on American products.
Absolutely. That's one of my favorite parts of this thing.
So we have all KitchenAid, we have, as I said, Kohler, Weather Shield, all the major products of this home are American.
I've seen a few of the tray ceilings that we've been talking about. I've never seen anything like this. And one of the things that I love about the tray ceiling is when you look up, you see the sky and the clouds, but you even added a little lighting up there, right?
Correct.
And it just kind of makes it even more almost realistic. It's like putting spotlights on a painting.
Right.
And something that your wife Carolyn pointed out to me was how most of the outlets have the screws facing all the same way. So I know that there's a lot of builders that are just pumping out homes, and it doesn't seem like they're
There's more
taking their
builders
time.
today that put them all at 12 and 6.
Yeah.
Right.
But when I started out in the 70s, I would go to my electrician and say, now we're going to put these switch plates on. Let's just make them all 12 and 6. Because it's just as easy to stop at another area than to put the 12 and 6. So in fact, I had one of my only remodels or additions was a man that had a Coxwell Cottage, West Bloomfield, Michigan, and he was a very, very fussy, getting off on that feature. I love fussy people. I want them. I built an addition also for a lady that was complaining about 16th to 8th inch gaps in her tile. That's the kind of person that I want to please, because that's the person that will appreciate my fastidiousness. So getting back, I mentioned to this gentleman, I said, all your screws are crazy. He says, what do you mean? I said, well, they're all different 7 and 5 and all the different styles. So it was so funny. I went away, came back the next day. His wife came to me and said, you drove him nuts. Last night, he worked till 12 o'clock at night making all the screws at 12 and 6. I said, well, and it was cute when I came in, he said, you see anything different, Dennis? I said, yeah, you put all the screws at 12 and 6. So he wanted recognition for it, and I gave him some recognition, but not a great deal of recognition. But he was a very fussy man, and I did a similar shake roof as you see in a Coxwell cottage in England. And he wanted another thing that was interesting. I'm a car collector, and I had a 1971 it's about 71 Mercedes 280. I pulled up when I first talked with him, and he says, what is this car? I told him, my father owned it, and I'm continuing on owning it. He says, well, if you can keep a car this beautiful at that year's, you're the man to do my job. So actually, the Mercedes sold the job, not me. The Mercedes sold the job because he loved my, again, detail. A house is a myriad of hundreds and hundreds of pieces of detail. And I like that. I like details. I was the president of Jaguar Clubs in North America. I had 6,500 members in 65 clubs across the country. I loved cars. But if you can make a house 100 points, it's easy to make a car 100 points. So that's what I try to do in my execution of my talent or my ability. I try to build this house with my heart and my system wanting it to be beautiful. So that's my goal.
I think we could really feel that when we first walked the house with you. You know, we walked with a lot of builders, but you were so adamant about showing me how meticulous that you were about everything here. And that was one of the things that really stuck out to me, why I wanted people to connect with you through this video, to understand the effort and heart you put into it. But I have one more question too. I don't often see this. What was the inspiration or idea behind the climate-controlled garage?
Well, I believe I've been tiling garages since 1977. I said to myself, why not put brick pavers in the garage? We put brick pavers in the driveway. So I took this to the head of Fountain Hills, because I never do anything without them approving. And I said, I want to put brick pavers in the garage. He says, I've never heard of that. I said, well, you have brick pavers in the driveway, and why can't we just run them into the garage? And I put 7.5-inch base around the garage. I drywall it, of course, with the 5/8 drywall, another particular detail you have to do. I insulated the garage, and I put an electric start for an electric car in the garage, plus I air conditioned the garage, and of course put this foam insulation, which makes it quite palatable, meaning in the daytime, which can be 110 outside, and the garage will be much less, without the air conditioning running, warm. I did a garage, when I did it back in the 70s, my father and I discovered that we're going to call a garage a motor room. We're not going to call it a garage, because a motor room makes it a room, makes it something special. If you have a beautiful American car and you want to display it in the garage, why not have it beautifully displayed with an American car and American garage? So that's the story of why I put this brick pavers in the garage.
I just love that. Every house has a story. You know, every house really has a story to be told, and this is truly a one-of-a-kind story with such a unique situation with your build.
Right. I don't know if I mentioned it, but people buy oil paintings, people buy art because it feels right, and they can connect to that art. And that's what I want. We have to discover the client, that when they walk in, they say, this home just feels right.
Absolutely. I want to touch on one more thing that we went through quickly, but I want to make sure that everybody understands this too. In Fountain Hills, because I work with clients out here in the luxury price point, most of the homes, if not all of them, are on a hillside. If you want a house with views like this, you're going to be on a hill. Almost all of them have a lot of stairs. Right. Tell us about the floor plan here, how it's so convenient when you walk in. You don't have to worry about all of these stairs at different levels.
We have no stairs to speak of. We have some angled slopes. I brought in 3,000 yards of dirt and built a pad that's flat. There is an angle in the back which goes down to the next lot area, but the whole backyard is all this lot, no other lot behind the house. It's all common ground. And then from the front of the house, I come down around 7 foot angled and then sloped into the front door area. So you can use a wheelchair. I'm not promoting this, but I sold a home, not here in Fountain, it was in the Scottsdale area. I had an elevator in it. And the man that bought the home was a younger guy, and he fell and wrecked his back. And if he wouldn't have the elevator, he could have never gone upstairs.
Yeah.
So sometimes assets are placed in homes that you don't really know you want them until something major happens. That's what happened with that situation. And he enjoyed the home even more because he could take care of his back.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will enjoy this home because it is so user-friendly. There's only the bonus room upstairs. The rest is all one level. You walk in, it is so easy to enjoy.
Right. Well, that's what we wanted to do for Jill or the other client that we're focusing to find.
Our picky person.
I want to make your home, your statement for a beautiful residence for your family, for friends, and enjoy the living.
So you mentioned that in that area where a pool could be built, the views are absolutely phenomenal from the driveway and all of these windows. But I know you can see the Fountain Hills fountain.
Yes, from the backyard, at 1 o'clock, the fountain goes up hourly and goes about 30 feet over the hillside of the next ridge. And in this design, if they like it, I've planned its own geyser that matches the fountain of Fountain Hills. So when this goes on the hourly basis, so could our fountain here in the pool go on, which is more of a pond with an area of the spa where you can sit and look at the fountain of Fountain Hills, your own fountain, and enjoy the spa that would be heated, if you so like that, if the owner wants that. I've been doing pond-like features for the last 25, 30 years. In fact, in Michigan, I had several of my clients come and say, "Dennis, will you put a pond in for me?" Because I could build a pond in Michigan. Our home that we lived in before we came to Arizona ended up having a 30-foot geyser in the pond that I created. It was very unique. I put this pond behind our home, which was like, I won't talk about that home, but it had 70,000 brick on the wall that was along the private road on the house. Now the average house has around 7,000 brick at the most, and I had 70,000 in this French chateau that I created. And when I was digging the pond, I went down about 20 feet, and it was so unique. I hit a groundwater spring, and I had the excavator have to drive out of this area, and he couldn't get out because the water came in because of the groundwater spring was so live. And I never had to put an ounce of water in this pond that I created behind my home that I lived in for about 10 years and then came to Arizona. I love to do unique things, and I had some very, very lovely quality clients that, not all of them, but many of them became my friend because I built to make them happy. And if you make them happy, that's all you need.
Well, you're going to make somebody very happy, a family very happy.
Yes, because this house could go because of the way it's set up. It isn't only for handicap. It's just handicap accessible. But I have a normal suite with just a normal bedroom, and then I have 2 master suites, one for him and one for her, with master baths for each of them. And that's what Jill was trying to find, and she could not find a home. That's why we ended up building. She couldn't find a home with 2 master suites, and we incorporated. Now, you don't have to use the 2 master suites. One could become an office, and then you could have the normal master suite. And then we have the handicap suite, and then we have a normal suite. So we have the 4 bedrooms with the 4 baths, and then we have 3 half baths, one outside for the pool or on the deck, one upstairs, theater room, and then the main powder room. So you have 3 half baths and 4 full baths.
That's super convenient because if you're going to be entertaining or if you have family, that's so helpful to have the one that's connected to outside by the future pool. That's a really nice design feature.
Yeah, and it's also set up with a shower outside. It's just a normal shower that goes, I've been doing that for years. When I put an outside bath in, I put a shower outside with it. So it's not like a step-in shower, it's one to take it for when you go and do the a pool.
Yeah.
If you want to shower off after you've been in the pool, and it's
Yeah.
right, it's a handy spot. Now another thing that I use that Frank Lloyd Wright always, every time he entered a room, you could see outside when you walked in the room.
Yeah.
And every one of my designs over the years, of 46 years, you always would look outside, even down to a hallway. When you look down a hall, you look out. You're always bringing the outside in. And that's what was his talent. And I kind of, you can edit this, you don't, but I always say most creative designers are thieves. They steal a little bit from geniuses and make it their design.
Yeah.
Give their little touch. And I always would go, every home that I've built over the years, I always, when you walk in the door of the home, you'll look out.
Yeah.
You'll see an outside coming in. And that's, to me, very important. You can make it makes the home very personable, where you can see outside, you can see the trees, you can see the ground cover.
It's
you
like
can see
it's like looking at a painting. You walk inside and you instantly feel the emotions and the beauty right away.
Right.
You walk in the door, instantly seeing views of mountains.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
This home brings Fountain Hills into you.
It does.
That's right. That's what I tried to do.
It almost seems like we're not even in Arizona sometimes when we walk outside.
Right? Well, you
Yeah.
could.
Yeah.
But you can see the McDowell Mountains, you can see as we said before, the fountain, you see the 4 peaks of Fountain Hills. This home has all the features of Fountain Hills, the fountain, 4 peaks, and red mountains. So you have the full accents of the beauty of Fountain Hills.
Yeah.
I think Fountain Hills is a wonderful place. My wife, back years ago, thought it was too far from Scottsdale. It's only 8 minutes from this location to the 101 on Shea. 8 minutes. What's 8 minutes? If you like the area, you like the homes, you like the feeling. This is very much like Tuscany. If you go to Italy, where on the mountainsides are little houses or big houses.
They're big houses.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the rich part of Italy.
Yeah.
Right. So it has to have the right person, that it feels right.
Yeah.
And that's what we're looking for.